Great news. We want to hear from you. We want your questions, your thoughts, all of that good stuff. And you can email us now at podcast@mancity.com.
We were just speaking about WhatsApp a minute ago. Who is the most famous person on your phone book? Because you've played with some incredible players.
I don't know. I always Modric, like he's very famous.
Sure, legend, yeah.
Maybe Sergio Ramos. I don't know. Some of them. Erling and Kevin now. So there are a few good people in my phone book.
The official Manchester City podcast. Watch the full video version of this show via City Plus now.
Foden puts in a cross into the area. Bernardo Silva traps it. Kovacic is onto it and scores brilliantly. Mateo Kovacic, 2/3 the way to a hat-trick. That was a sumptuous finish.
Kova, welcome back onto the podcast.
Thank you very much.
Second appearance, more than mine and FG's. So how do you feel? Pleased to be back on?
Yeah, it's nice. I had a good time last time, so I hope it will be the same this time as well.
In the podcast previously, we've sort of taken players back to certain times in their career. On your first one, you went sort of right back to your childhood. We don't want to go that far again today. Just taking you back to your first day at City, signing for the club. You were sat in front of me and I did your signing interview, so apologies that you have to do that again.
No. It was good. It was a good day. So,
but just on the day as a whole, what do you remember from that day? I can imagine it was quite a busy day for yourself, doing sort of medicals and media stuff. So how did you find it?
it was a busy day, but enjoyable. Really, from the first day I landed, I only met happy faces and people that are very kind. And still, this day it's the same. I really appreciate everybody and get to know everybody. So it was a nice day. My father was with me as well, and it was to share the moment with him was nice. So a day that obviously I will remember a lot.
And you were the first signing after City won the treble. For you, did you think about that? Was that added pressure, or was it just a case of wanting to come in and settle in and help the team go on to do more things like that? Yeah,
just like happy that I can join a historical team that has won so much, and just to be part of it. So it's nice that I had the opportunity to be here and just to improve every day and learn and just be a better player myself as well.
What was it like? What was it like with the signing at City? Because there's a lot they do. They do so much for the media. There's so many videos and stuff compared to everywhere else you've been in your career. What was that signing day like? Because it seems like it's quite a long day with loads of content and loads of extra stuff.
Yeah, it's long, but it's nice, Also, you have to pretend the first day you have to be
always
nice. So, but everywhere I came, it was similar. To be fair, you land, you have the medical, you meet all the people, you have the media stuff and whatever. So it's really, to be fair, a nice moment. And here it was really nice to meet also Cheeky and have a talk, and was really, really nice.
Did you know anyone at City when you first arrived?
I knew them just from playing against each other, but no, I've never played with anybody. So it was like different and nice just to come in new and just to meet everybody from zero.
Because we had a chat, didn't we, off camera, where we were saying, I think you went straight to the Asia tour.
Yeah,
I remember seeing you in the lobby, stood on your own and saying hi to you. And then we ended up filming together. And then that was sort of the moment you got to know players on a personal level. Yeah,
I came in and I remember when we went to Asia, I sat next to Scott Carson, so I had a chat with him, and from there kind of I knew what to expect, and from the first day the group was amazing. I went into the group chat as well, so I saw straight away that the team has a special bond and how they go well along with each other, and until this day it's really special.
Straight into the WhatsApp group chat.
Yeah. Not bad. The morale as well must have been really high, obviously coming back off that winning the treble. So do you think that even helped, because everyone was going to be sort of in a great mood and looking forward to sort of making history
helps
again?
Of course. I think everybody of us have been in football long, so when it's about winning and when you are winning and getting trophies, the mood is obviously better. Recently it's not so you see straight away a little bit of a change, which is normal as well, and just looking forward to get that smile and that form back that we had last year as well, and obviously the season before.
How do you go into a dressing room that's won the treble and then sort of try and make your mark? Because, I mean, your impact was pretty instant. I remember your league debut as well. You were brilliant, especially.
Thank you.
But how do you go into that dressing room and try and then make your mark? Because essentially when there's a new signing coming in, there's pressure for you to make a difference.
It's pressure, but it's a nice pressure, because a team that has won everything, that wants to sign you, it's recognition for me as well. So I just wanted to be myself straight away, try to integrate myself, learn as quick as possible, because I think the players have been with the coach a long time, so they more or less know what to expect every season. I was new, and just like being fresh, new, and showing new energy was what I wanted to do, and what was good in the end.
And you've, throughout your career, you spoke about it last time on the pod about moving from Croatia to Italy, and you've had that experience of going into big dressing rooms. I've got the list of some names here that you walked into at Inter. Zanetti, Walter Samuel, Cambiasso, Melita. I mean, that's quite the legendary figures.
I mean, we were just speaking about WhatsApp a minute ago. Who is the most famous person on your phone book? Because you've played with some incredible players.
I don't know. I always Modric, like, is very famous.
For sure, legend,
Maybe Sergio Ramos. I don't know. Some of them.
Casual
Erling and Kevin now. So there are a few good people in my phone book.
As a young player, they're going into dressing room with those sort of legends of the game. What was that experience like? How did you sort of handle that?
Different. It was my first time going to. Well, Dinamo is a big club, but obviously Inter is international and much more bigger, and just seeing these faces that I've never met and I dreamt about to be there, it was strange, just different. But straight away, as I met them, I saw that these are normal people that just enjoy playing football, enjoying being in the dressing room, and from the first day I got more relaxed and just enjoyed the moment, to be fair.
How much do you relay that to your teammates in particular? You've got such a good relationship with Josko, of course. He talks about how much he loves you all the time. I think you do the same.
I heard last time you told that I'm old, so that's not what I wanted to hear. But we
weren't hosting that.
That wasn't
what I heard before. But we have a special
But that
connection.
experience that you've had playing alongside, huge names and being a young player in that position, do you sort of relay that back to the younger players within the squad? Because you always seem to be communicating well with everybody, and we always see you, especially on the pitch and stuff. And do you see that as now more part of your game as you've grown older?
Yeah, but I don't know. I haven't really changed a lot. I've always been myself, and always wanted to speak to players, be good with the players, just have like a good environment, be in a good environment. And everywhere I was, I left friends. I have a lot of connections, really, and here as well, I met some special people that, in the end, are people for life that you also will speak after football. So it's a journey that I enjoy every day, and just being part of it is a blessing for me.
And then on to sort of Real Madrid, another massive dressing room. You've obviously touched on your famous WhatsApp contacts with Ramos and a few of the players like that, but also Modric. You spoke last time about him being sort of an idol for you, and then becoming teammates and friends, and you touched on your relationship with him away from the pitch. What is that like? How does that sort of work, you and Modric in your relationship?
I think I've talked a lot about our relationship, and it's special. We really bonded from also the first day I came to a national team, and it just continued when I went to Madrid, and just the families are together. So these are really special connections, and brothers for life, not only for football. So we have really that bond, and we just enjoy being with each other and just the family. So it's pretty special.
He has played obviously for a very, very long time. His career is still at the highest level. How long do you want to stay at that highest level?
I don't know.
He looks incredible. So do you.
Yeah, he's I think 39 now, turning 40 this year. So I think football improved a lot, and the players take a lot of care about themselves, and he's just a person that enjoys playing football, because I think if you don't enjoy it, you cannot play so long on this level. So for me, I don't know, I take it day by day. When I was younger, I always thought too much about future. Now it's just day by day, enjoying the day, making the best out of this day, and then let's see what comes tomorrow.
When you made the transfer from Real Madrid to Chelsea, moving to England, Modric had obviously played and become one of the best players in the Premier League at Spurs. Did he say anything to you? Did he give you any advice about English football before you made the move?
Yeah, we spoke about always English football, and I've watched English football a lot, so you kind of know what to expect. But I just wanted to come in to surprise myself, just to see how it is. And I never thought I'm gonna play in England, to be fair, because I always thought it's too physical at the time. But it's good that I moved, because I improved a lot and improved in the physical aspect, and to think faster, to make the decisions faster, because here it's everything a little bit quicker than in the other leagues. So it was tough to adapt, but now and I enjoy really being in the Premier League.
Absolutely. And you said it was something that you didn't consider that you could do. So when you sort of improved and got that chance, was that almost like a pinch me moment to say, this is something I didn't expect to happen at the start of my career?
I didn't know, but that I went to Italy, then to Spain, and I really enjoyed both leagues, and I think the league suited me. So when it arrived from Chelsea, I was a little bit, I don't know if I should do it, but I just had a talk to the people at the club, and I just felt that the club wanted me, and I just let myself to enjoy this journey, and I had a really beautiful time. And still I'm in England, so I enjoy every day, but the league gets every year tougher and tougher. So it's really a tough league, and it's not easy to play in the Premier League.
I mean, it feels like you've also had a career where you've just constantly been learning. Do you feel like you're still at the point where you're still learning under the management we've got here? Because you were under Lampard at Chelsea, right? A midfield great. Did you learn much from him? And then coming here, have you then learned the midfield role in a different sort of position?
To be fair, every coach I learned something, and I tried to take the positive. And I think the coach where I improved the most was Tuchel at Chelsea. When he arrived, he was just different, and I just learned new things that you didn't even consider. It's just difficult to explain. And then obviously coming here to Pep, it's another thing. So it's special how these people look at football, how they try to improve you, that you see things the other way. So I think I improved a lot, and in small things, but in the end, small things make the difference in football.
It feels like, I don't know about you, but listening to you speaking, Mateo, it seems like you're just unfazed by the career you've had. Do you ever sit back and just think, like, take it all in terms of try and look at what you've achieved? I imagine when you finish your career you will, but even at this moment, the fact that you've played at the highest level for so long, you continuing to do so, and you're looking like you could continue for many years. Do you ever take a moment to just think, wow, I've managed to play in all these, this is what I used to dream of as a young boy?
At times, but I'm maybe sometimes too critical to myself. I'm harsh on myself, so I always look at the negatives and to improve the negatives, which maybe is not good. You should more focus on the positive things at your game, but that's just how I am. I want to improve every day and be better. And no, for now, I don't look back at my career.
Well, we'll be your big fans.
Yeah.
Now. We absolutely love watching you play.
Thank you.
What's the secret? I mean, we would love to know what's behind.
I don't know. I just love football. To be fair, I think you have to enjoy and love it. Obviously, the pressure comes with moving to big clubs, and I've been in big clubs a long year, so it's pressure for the head as well sometimes. But I just love football so much that I just enjoy it, love to playing on this level, and in the end, when you see with what kind of teammates you play, and so it's really a blessing to be here where I am.
Going back to what you said about being hypercritical of yourself, in what way do you do that? So after a game, do you go back and then re-watch yourself, or is it something on the pitch that's something that happens and you just know and then...
You see it straight away on the pitch sometimes, and you talk to yourself like, do better, and how can you not see that?
And
it's just to speak with yourself, and try to improve yourself. And then obviously when you can watch the videos, watch where you could improve. But it's different because on the video you see everything, and I think people as well, when they're in the stadium, you think it's much easier than when you're actually on the pitch, because on the pitch you are watching the players face to face and the space is minor, so it's different to watch it. But yeah, I like to rewatch the games and see what I can do better.
What about social media? Do you read much of what other people say about you, or is it sort of you try
to
block that out?
No, really not. I with the age I also don't use it a lot anymore. More the people that work for that are doing that. So I just want to, when I come home, be a husband, be a dad, a friend, a son, whatever. So I try to not read it. When I was younger, of course I was more into it, and you watch what people say. But no, now really I came to an age where I more or less know what I can do better, when I can do better, and I have great people around me that will tell it to me. So yeah, I kind of try to isolate myself.
It's interesting. You obviously bring up social media, and it's a massive part of the game now. From your experience in dressing rooms, from even at your time at the start of your career to now, how has the sort of makeup of a changing room changed? What have you sort of, can't imagine you'd see Zanetti and Walter Samuel looking to take selfies after matches.
I think it was different, when also how the older player, treated the younger players. It's much more different now than it was before. But yeah, it's just how it is, and like I said, you have to adapt and go on with it.
Because there's so much more to football, isn't there? Because there's a million different opinions. You're in a stadium with thousands of people's opinions, and then you go off and there's people in the streets' opinions, our opinions and stuff. So essentially, you say that you try your best to block that out. It's not always possible, though, is it? So how would you deal with sort of when you do potentially see things, when things slip through the net and you see something that potentially you don't really agree with and stuff? Because it must take a lot of mental strength, which you've quite clearly got.
Yeah, but in the end, there are positive and negatives. This is just part in life and football, and you just I look where I can improve. If maybe somebody has a comment which is right, of course people are right and wrong, but I don't try to speak to football with people that I think are not part of the game. I mean, also with my friends, that they like to speak, but I try to not speak about football. Just try when I'm not on the pitch to speak about something else. But of course, at times we have conversation, and then I explain my view, and then they change, because they see that it's not so easy to shoot a penalty, to take the ball in front of 80,000 people. My father always says to me, if I would be on the pitch, I would collapse, because it's huge pressure, but people don't know it until they are on the pitch. So yeah.
You spoke about your father as well. Obviously, he came to your first day at City and stuff. How pivotal has he been as part of your career?
My parents, my family, my wife, they are the most important for me, and thanks to them I'm here where I am, and I learned a lot of them from them. I know my father's dream was always for me to be a professional player, because he saw how much I love it and how much of a potential I had as a kid. So seeing him happy and proud now is really an amazing moment and feeling. And when I see him always when he's on the stadiums, I can feel his joy, so it's really special.
Just listen to you speak today and other interviews you've done in the past, you get the real sense that you just love the game. How much did their love and support, family-wise, and their sort of love for football imprint on you to sort of be the player and person you are today?
But they just let me to be myself, They obviously tried for me to be a good human being, tried to integrate that I have to be a good person, and like the support that I should enjoy it, and if it will come out that I will be a football player, perfect. If not, there's also life without football. So I'm happy that it worked out well, and my family obviously as well. So yeah, we enjoy it all together.
Did you have ever had like any moments where you thought maybe this is not potentially for me, or has it always been football? I mean,
it's all
your love for the game's clear,
yeah.
But I mean, it couldn't have just been a plain sailing road to get to where you are.
It's always been football, but I had a big injury when I was 14, and it was, I think, more devastating for my family than it was for myself, because they thought I will not come back, because they were speaking to the doctors and everybody, and like it was not so easy. But I had always the faith that I could make it, that I knew what kind of player I am. So I really had always in mind that I would be a football player. Of course, there were doubts in this injury where I thought it would be tough to make it, but in the end, yeah, it went out pretty well.
I'm pretty glad.
Yeah.
Well, I think everybody who watched,
because I don't know what I would do if
that was actually going to be my next question.
Yeah, I really don't know.
Probably be a model. I mean, a fashion.
Yeah, I like fashion.
Yeah.
My wife loves it, so kind of both of us we like it.
Maybe
she
after
has
football.
Maybe I can work for her, because she has two brands now in Croatia, and they are doing good. So maybe why not?
So just going back to that injury when you were 14, so was there a chance that you may not have been able to play again, or how really serious was that?
It was because I broke I don't know how it's called in English, but fibula and tibia, so both bones, and it was like where you grow. Yeah, it was like a nasty injury at the time, and the doctors they thought it will not be easy to come back, and because I was at an age where I was still growing, so it was not easy. But I had really all the support from the club at the time, from Dinamo and from my family obviously. So throughout the injury I met a lot of people. I'm a religious person, so I go to church always, and at the time I went to the church nearby me where a lot of young people were around, and there I also met my wife. So in the end, it was, I didn't enjoy football at the time, but I met other great people, and just at times you have to disconnect, and good things came out of that.
And what was it like for 14-year-old you coming back from the injury and getting back to that level? Was it, of course it would have been a massive relief, but did you see that there was a bit of a gap in your sharpness when you'd come back?
Yeah, that's the first thing I realized, that I'm not as quick as I was, because for me my biggest strength was always that I'm very quick in the first step and in the decision. And when I came back, it was like I was 1-2 seconds always behind, and I was stamping on other people's feet because I was too slow on reacting. But I knew if I work and if I do the things that I used to do to be professional and to train, that I could gain it. And in the end, it was like that. I worked a lot and during that period, and I came back stronger mentally, and my leg is also good, thanks to God.
This might sound quite a strange thing to ask, but having that experience at 14 before you became a professional, did that almost help you? We see you now so sort of focused and calm throughout career, on and off the pitch. Do you think that experience sort of shaped you as a person and as a player to go through something like that? So
yeah, for sure, because it can be gone in a second. Football injuries are part of it, and you see now a lot of players getting unfortunately injured, so it can go quick, and I'm just prepared that I hope it will not happen, but just I had already that experience, so I kind of know how to go through, and I just focused on the recovery, but also on the other part, on being with my family, enjoying that moment with my family, because when you are fit, you really cannot be too much with them. You are more on the pitch. You are here trying to recover and not being too much at home. So I used the time to be at home and be mentally prepared for the long recovery.
Moving sort of slightly back onto the field and looking at things this season. City this year have played 3 of your former clubs, Inter, Real Madrid and Chelsea. Of course, you didn't play in the Inter game, and the Real Madrid was a difficult moment for the team, of course. But just from you, firstly, what's it like when you face a former team? I can't imagine.
It's strange, to react, It's strange, but I've done it already in the past, so I kind of know. A lot of people also changed, at Inter. There are not many players that I've played with. There are still people in the club, but not on the pitch. At Madrid as well, it changed a lot. Chelsea changed a lot. So it's strange, but in the end, it's a game of football, which I have to do my best for my team.
I've just noticed one thing as well, listing that name of clubs. You must be the only footballer in world football who goes to every club and the fans give him a really good reception everywhere you go. You must be loved by all the fans where you've played. How good of a feeling is that? Because you see ex-players go back to their places and it's not really ended nicely, but you always seem to have that level of dignity wherever you go, and I think everybody knows that you give 100%, so it must be so nice to go back and be welcome.
Yeah, that's also what my parents taught me, never shut the door where you have been, and never, we say, spit at the table where you have eaten. So I just have respect for the people that I worked for, and that we worked together, and we had a lot of success. So it's just nice, when you come back and people appreciate you, because in the end, like we speak, football is important, but there are also other things that are important. So it's nice when you go back and remember also nice times, also difficult times, because now we have here a difficult time, which is part of football. So the journey is like that.
And first game of the season, Stamford Bridge back at Chelsea, and you got on the score sheet and helped us to 3 points. What was that like? Obviously, you said about not closing the door. We saw sort of muted celebrations, but it must have been a great moment, just personally, regardless of who we were playing against.
Yeah, of course. In the end, my team won, and that's the most important. We got the 3 points at a difficult place, but it was strange because that's the stadium where I played a lot. Stamford Bridge, we have great memories, and Chelsea is the club that I played the longest for. So massive respect for them, but I'm now at City and doing the best for my team.
Did you recognise anyone after the game who was still at Chelsea? Did you say anything sort of about the goal and the
Not really. No, I obviously met people, but I never like to speak about about my game. I just spoke to them like I would if I would not score. So I just stay the same.
I mean, thinking about your goal catalogue, you don't really score bad goals, do you? I mean, even as a City shirt,
not a lot, but not bad ones.
When you do score, they are very, very good.
Yeah.
And you've added goals to your game as well, especially since being here.
Yeah, I think during my career I had periods where I scored and then I didn't score. This season I've scored, but I never watched football about statistics. I think that's now a new thing where everybody looks assist goals. I'm looking more overall. There are games where I've played very good and didn't score, and for me that's okay. But there have been games where I scored and I was not how I wanted, and I don't like that. But people say you were great, but you were not, because I watch it more in 90 minutes than in one moment. So it's important. I try to be better in that aspect of the game, but it's not the most important for me.
You spoke about him earlier in the pod, and you mentioned about what he said about you last time. We weren't the hosts on that podcast, but Josko, first of all, obviously he did say you were old. I'm glad he said it, not us. What was your reaction when you heard
I don't know if 30 is old. I don't think it's old. It's a good age. I think a lot of players that go over 30s became better because I'm a family man now. I'm more relaxed. I experience some stuff, and so I think it's good, and I feel good, which is in the end the most important. But I'm sure it was from your coach.
I'm not saying that you're old either, but this is. Do you feel, but senior in the team though? Obviously, a lot of young players. How do you sort of help them? And we obviously touched on it earlier about the interdressing you walked into, like the messaging and the help that you've given them. How do you see your sort of role in the dressing room?
I've never been a senior player, so it's now I feel it that I am. Also in the national team, I feel that I'm amongst the olders, which is strange for me because I've always been one of the youngest, and always when we play boxes, I was in because always the youngest go in. So to be in that part now, it's nice because it means that you experience some stuff in football, and that sometimes you don't realize, but the youngers, they know you from before, they've watched you, so it's really nice when you share these moments with the younger players.
And with that being said, City's academy is incredible. There's so many young players breaking their way into the world of football. What's your advice for anyone who plays in your position who's a young player?
I don't know what to say. It's always difficult to give advices because everybody has his own journey, but for me it was always to enjoy football, really, to, like we spoke about before, not putting pressure on the kids, just let them be themselves, and obviously they have to know that they have to work for it, because without work and giving 120%, the level you will reach what you want is not possible. So just to give everything and enjoy football, because in the end on the pitch you have to enjoy yourself.
After he said you were old, Josko did go and say some nice things about you. He particularly spoke about how much you've helped him when he first came in and his time at City so far. So what things have you done to help him and build that relationship with him, sort of moving to England for the first time?
I think not special things, just being there for him, being a friend, and helping him with whatever he needs, coming to my home, having food with us at the table, because he's living alone now. So just these normal things, that he's part of our family, and whatever he needs, I'm there for him. So I think we have a special connection, really. We bonded pretty well. The age difference is obviously a little bit 8 years, but still like I can learn from him as well, because he's very mature for his age, and I really am happy that we came here together, and we have really a special connection now and the bond, and we just love to be with each other, to be fair.
He seems to have everything as well, Josko, doesn't he, for a young player? When you look at him, he's got goal scoring, he's playing at fullback, he can play centre half. For him, looking at him, and in terms of Croatian football as well, you've sort of all come from that Croatian background. In terms of what the work your country's doing in terms of the younger players, can we expect more Josko Vardiol's and Mateo Kovacic in the world from Croatian football?
To be fair, I think Joško is special. I think I don't want to praise him too much now, so but really his qualities are amazing, and I don't think we had a player with his qualities. We always had midfielders. Obviously, we had great centre backs as well, but he's kind of player who can do, like you said, everything. Sometimes you don't know where to put him because he's so good going forwards, but he's also great defending. He's really right foot, left foot, everything. He's a player that really has everything, and him being a Croatian is nice for us because we have a player that can dominate for years, and I'm sure if he'll stay focused and have the mindset that he has now, he will be on top for a long time.
Future captain of Croatia, do you think, Josko?
Yeah, for sure. I think obviously Luka is now the captain, and after him there are a few older players that can fill that role, but in a few years he will be that guy for sure.
And when you talk about the elite level of football, it sounds there that you have knowing that he'll get there. Do you just see that as his path?
Yeah, you see it straight away. I saw it in the national team, but I'm more surprised now how he adapted here, because it's not easy to come, like we spoke before, to a treble winning team, and for him being 21, I think when he came, it's not easy to integrate yourself, and because they are all high on confidence, because they won, of course, and you come and want to show yourself, but he has just been absolutely amazing. I think also when he had the difficult moments, he dealt with it very good for his age. So Joško's mindset is amazing, and he's prepared for great things.
I mean, so's your mindset as well. I think this podcast has given us an insight into you a little bit more, in case you didn't know. Could you see yourself ever as one of the captains in the dressing room? There's so many leaders, but from what we get from this, you're also a leader in itself.
Yeah, I can see myself as leader, of course, in my way. I think there are different kind of leaders. I'm not the guy that talks too much, but I'm more want to give it by example, how I work, how I behave, how I'm obsessed with football. So yeah, of course, I can imagine myself, but it's not something that I'm aiming for or work for. That comes just naturally.
We've spoke a little bit about Croatia. You made your 100th appearance just before the Euros. How special a moment was that to reach 100 appearances for your country?
Like you say before, I don't really realize it because I just keep on going and just
I would be tallying every single one if I was playing.
I just keep it going, rolling. But yeah, it's pretty special because when you look back, how many players had 100 appearances for the country? There are not many. I've seen Bernardo did it as well the other day. So it's special, and you can feel that it's special because it's a great number, and being part of that history for your country is really amazing.
I know you say you don't think about those things or try not to, but when you received the shirt, the 100 shirt in the frame, did your mind go back to the 14-year-old you who almost didn't play again and just kind of realise how special that was, and your journey special as well?
Yeah, for sure, because first of all I was born in Austria, and I have moved to Croatia when I was 13, so I was not prepared. I was not thinking that one day I could be part of national team, and when I did my first game, it was pretty special. But that I will come to that number, it's amazing. But there is the other part of me where I could have had even more games because I was injured at times, I was out of form at times. So yeah, it's just two ways of thinking at times.
And I suppose that's the sort of critical side of yourself that you mentioned before, that you think, because you've got 110 caps now, 5th overall, but you feel like you could have got more.
I could have got more, but it's a great number, and yeah, that's just it. I think you have to be critical with yourself at that level. Of course, being satisfied, but not too much, because football, nobody looks back. It's just today and tomorrow, and at the time it's not good where we are. So you have to do better and be better.
Do you think that mentality you've got, that I could have had more than 100, is the reason that you are where you are today in terms of the level you're at? You're at the highest level, you're playing European football, international football. Do you think without you being critical, you wouldn't potentially have reached this level?
I don't know. It's a question that I don't have answer for, but maybe if I would be more relaxed, it would be better for me. It's just, you don't know, but I try to be not too harsh on myself now, because I have a few people telling it to me that I'm too harsh on myself.
Yeah, don't be.
Yeah, I try to improve
don't.
that as well. Like we speak, it's about improvement and being better in that way as well. So I try to look more at the positives and just be positive, because maybe it's not good always to watch the negatives. It's more in a game you can watch the positives and build on that. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do now.
And just finally on Croatia, they've had so much success on the international stage. Young players come through from a relatively small population. What do you, again, this one might be quite a hard one to answer, what do you think the future is of the Croatian national team as players like Josko are coming through and you sort of are having that seniority role now? You say Modric is 39, 40, but still going really strong as well. So it's almost a unique country, unique team and a unique dressing room with those stages.
It's unique. I cannot explain it to you, because the country has been through a lot in the past, and just the pride to play for it, it's special. We don't have great infrastructure. We don't have the best pitches, but we just enjoy to be with together at the national team. And 1 week before we met, we are already speaking on the phone, and just the excitement. It's amazing, and we have achieved a lot of things, so it's even better when the results are good, and it's really special to play for Croatia. And we are sad when we leave the camp. Really, now on Sunday we lost, and we were sad, and we are more sad that we will not be together for 3 months now. So it's really special, and that's why players play so long for it, because you don't want to lose that feeling.
And is that almost the secret behind international success, having that closeness? Because lots of countries haven't won a lot for a long time. Obviously, we don't need to talk about England on that front, but is that what's behind the success, that togetherness and really wanting to play with each other? It's almost like a club away from your country.
Yeah, it is. It's a family, really. It's when we go to big tournaments, we just know that we will come far. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just that mindset. And now as well, we were close to go in the Final Four, which is not easy for a country, like we spoke, small country, to be the last 8 years among the best teams in the world is for people that watch from outside, it's not normal. But for us, it's just now normal, because we know we are good, and that we are part of it, and we deserve to be there where we are.
Mm-hmm. Sticking on international football, you mentioned Tuchel earlier on. You said that he was the man that you learnt the most from. Do you trust him to potentially bring football back home?
I hope not, because I want to be as well a world champion in 2026 if we qualify. But I think he's a born winner and a proven winner as well, and I think he has the mentality and the skill set to bring England to the very top. But England has been on the top for the last years. Just the final most difficult step is missing, but they have an unbelievable generation with unbelievable players. If you watch who is not in the 26 squad, it's amazing. They really have special players.
Finally, let's touch on Phil Foden as well. What is he like?
Top. For me, Phil is top. He's probably the player that I enjoy most play with. We just have that connection, and in the pockets, I haven't seen a better player throughout my career. I've played with a lot of players, really, and this is the most difficult position where he plays at, to just move in these pockets and having the ability to receive the ball however it comes and turning over the right way. It's not easy. I've played in that position, and I hate it, because you have to wait for the right moment to move in the right way, and he's doing it unbelievable, and really feel he's a special talent, special player, and he's proven it. So
did that click straight away? You said he's got the best connection with you. Did that happen straight away, or did it something you've worked on training, or is it a natural thing?
Natural. Just you feel it, I can see the pass where he will move, he receives it unbelievably. So yeah, we just also in the possessions, you just love to play the little 1-2s, and with Rodri, of course, Bernardo. There's so many great players that you can enjoy playing football with, and really, if there is a team that you can enjoy playing football, it's this one.
Right, so the man who's normally in the seat, Rob Pollard, is going to Croatia. He's going to a place called Šibenik. He's asked for your recommendations. What have you got for him in terms of there?
I have recommendation more for Croatia in general, and for that part, the seaside. It's amazing, and people maybe don't know, but for to enjoy with your family and to have, if you can, to rent a boat is the most beautiful, because you can see the whole coast, and it's really a beautiful country. Not because it's mine, but it really is beautiful, and the food is amazing. In Šibenik, I don't know now what exactly I would recommend, but there are magical places, and they are amazing. The beach is amazing. So just in general, Šibenik is nice, and he just should have a quick tour everywhere, because it's not so big. So in a few days you can see everything.
Sounds like we're going to be joining Rob in Šibenik.
Yeah, I'd love to join him.
I hope you will. You are my guest. If you come, let me know.
Guide. You can take us round.
I will try.
And then just going on to the last section of the podcast, we do this with all of our guests. I think you did it last time. So Rebecca Kanak was our last guest on the podcast, and she left a question for you today.
Okay.
Her question is, when you hear the...
But she know that I was...
She didn't know who it was you. She was all
okay.
blind, so yours will be blind as well for when we ask your question. But her question was, when you hear the German language or the Dutch language, which one to you sounds worse? Now, FG, do you want to answer this one first? Do you want to go?
I'm staying impartial. I'm staying completely impartial.
We'll play host on this one.
We're the hosts. Which one sounds worse between Dutch and German?
Harder to
I speak German. So for me, German is natural. It's a tricky question, because I'm born in Austria and I speak German. So for me, German comes naturally, and I have here players that I speak with. So for me, German is like a good language, but it's more difficult and strange for me to hear the Dutch language.
Okay.
But I think both languages are difficult and very difficult to understand and to pronounce.
Very, very good answer. And just finally, we don't know who the next guest is going to be on the podcast, but what question would you like to leave for them?
That's a tough question.
It's tough. You left the toughest for last. But what was the most enjoyable moment as a City player?
Perfect.
Before we end, what's your most enjoyable moment as a City player?
Yeah, a tough question.
We've had so many.
Leaving the hardest to the end.
Probably the first time playing at the Etihad. I always loved to come here because I think it's a great stadium and you always face an amazing team. And being me, a City player now, and playing on this great stadium was really a special feeling. So probably, of course, winning the trophies, Premier League, and it's nice, but probably the first game at Etihad was special for me.
Well, it's been special. It's been a special podcast.
Yeah,
hopefully,
thank you.
many more appearances in Sky.
I enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you so much for your time for joining us again. We're only one away from your hat trick now, so we'll have to try and get a ball in or something for that if you come on one more time.
We will do that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
The unbeatable official Manchester City podcast. Watch the full video version of this show via City Plus now.
Got a question? Send us an email at podcast@mancity.com.